Well, welcome everyone. It is March 7th in the year 2026. And I want to just say that it has been a very, very interesting week. The full gamut of energies for sure. What is playing out on the world stage is, well, we're all feeling it. And I want to begin by reminding you that there is there's a split in consciousness that is happening. And there are those who will continue on the path of chaos and fear and all that the world events are instigating and bringing to the surface. And there are those that are aware of the bigger picture that is playing out and who have trained, who have committed to staying in their heart, staying centered, and being witness to what is going on, but to not buy into it and to stay in the higher frequencies of light. We all are in this human matrix. We are in this hologram. We are experiencing the same thing, but based upon your frequency levels, based upon the inner work that you've done to prepare and to actually embody a higher frequency is what is going to determine your ability to walk with as much ease and grace through this transition. And I want to call it a transition because we are going through a deeper level, a more extreme level of the bifurcation we've been talking about for years. And no one said it was going to be easy. It's not easy. So just let me reiterate that. If you are feeling the emotions, that's not an indicator per se. It's your reaction. It's how you compose yourself. It's how you respond. And so just remember that you may have the initial, because we are still walking within the frequency experiences of the lower, even though we have our own bodies been able to sustain and embody higher frequencies, we still exist. We coexist, if you will. And so even if you do find yourself momentarily being pulled, you have a choice. You have a choice of how you're going to respond. You have a choice of where your frequency stays. And it is a requirement to be very aware, right, of where you are in each moment, depending upon the circumstances, depending upon where you're, who you're surrounded by, what's going on, where you are in the world, where you are even in your own space, right? So I'm just here to remind you, this is absolutely taking place, this deeper divide. And again, I know it goes against everything on an intuitive level of bringing the world together. A divide seems counterintuitive right now, but it is how we will anchor in all of the new to build that bridge for humanity to follow. And we've been doing this in stages. We've been doing this for years. And we're just at another threshold, but it is a massive one. It is a definitive point in our evolution, in the ascension process. And so just remember that it is a choice. And there are times when you're going to get caught up or caught in an experience where you really have to be diligent. You have to go, whoa, wait a minute. I know I just got pulled into that. Nope, that's not what I choose. Because it is going to be relatively challenging in the next few weeks, especially as we continue to see the world events escalate, as we continue to see the fear that is being propagated, the propaganda um, of all of that going on, which, has kind of been our norm. It's been the way of the world for a very long time. And it's just being escalated once again to attempt to stop the inevitable of what we are here doing. So I just want to remind you that to be kind to yourself, to be compassionate with yourself. If you can stay in your heart 100% of the time and never waver, woohoo! Fantastic. But if you waver for a minute, that's not the judgment. The judgment is how, and that isn't even it either. It's not a judgment, but how you respond. Your choice point, your ability to recognize, to be aware, to snap back into your heart, in an instant, snap back into your heart and into a space that is aware, that is composed, that understands this isn't about you ignoring what's going on. It's not about you being disconnected even from what is going on. We're highly connected to it all, but it is where you choose to focus. It is where you choose to show up. And with what is going on, of course, it's affecting our physicality. We are going through another massive physical stage of the ascension. There's a lot of purging going on again still, because we are purging not only our own, but collective containers. And so there is a lot of up and down right now. Again, continuing. You can be really feeling fantastic, and 10 minutes later, it's like, wow, what just happened again? That's been my experience all week long. I've been fine, and then it's like, wow, I got to go lay down. I'm fine, and then I've got to take a 4-hour nap. I'm fine, and then I feel like I can't move. It's quite interesting, the waves that are happening. And if I'm experiencing them, you're probably experiencing them as well. And I just want to remind you, this is a very physical process. What is transpiring on the surface is one thing, but the magnetics of the planet and what is being unplugged from the old, it affects us. It affects our magnetic. We feel it in our body. We feel it in our biochemical, bioelectrical, in our nervous system. We feel it because it's very real. And so when you find yourself needing that extra rest, when you find yourself going back and forth, honor your body. Give it what it needs. Pay attention. And it might just be a 20-minute cat nap you need. It might be a 4-hour. It might be a different way of supporting the body. And we've been through this. We know. We've experienced this for years. We have been in preparation and training, right? And as we continue, especially over the next several weeks, our body is unplugging even further from those old magnetics, as the planet is as well. And new higher frequencies are being what's the word I'm looking for? Higher frequencies are moving through new grid systems. Cleared grid systems is more accurate, I would say. Systems that have in the past been running the wrong frequency, right? Been running a distorted frequency. Those are clearing in big pieces, if I would. And those new frequencies are also part of what we are feeling in our body as our body acclimates, as we recalibrate, as we come into coherence with those higher frequencies. And again, it's like we have what's playing out in the above, right, in the world, and what's playing out below in the inner earth with the grids. And there's so much more. But our bodies are having to recalibrate. And sometimes it comes in even bigger waves than we've been experiencing lately because the shift over has happened. The new frequency, the new current that is running through the grid systems is very tangible. And it is as we ourselves, as we connect into her magnetics. And just a quick reminder to continue to make sure you're unplugging, you're disconnecting from any of the old base 10 magnetic currents and connecting into the base 12, the organic, that she, being the planet, being Earth, Terra, Gaia, is running is really, really super important. And what I'm finding is, you can be fine and you drive across town or you drive to the grocery store or you're headed to whatever and you pass through a certain area, a certain grid that may plug you back in. It may try to short circuit. So it's not, even our location, where we go, grocery stores, work, play, whatever we're doing, we're still shifting through the magnetics. And so just be diligent and aware of that as well. Some places you can feel it, right? More than others. So just be aware, be diligent, because there is so much chaos that is deliberately being bombarded in the fields that that lack of awareness, that lack of just being diligent, there's the word. Vigilant and diligent, I think is what I was trying to say, with just checking in, paying attention throughout the day, throughout the hour. And I know that sounds like it might be too much to do, but it's not. The minute something shifts, you can intuitively tell. It's just about paying attention. And so as we continue, know that as we continue to be diligent in our self-awareness, diligent in where we are placing our attention, how we choose to respond. If we start to feel any of the fear, the anger, the angst, the nervousness, the anxiousness, the confusion, that is, I'm sorry, the volume's been turned up. It's been massively turned up. So even if you weren't feeling any of this before, chances are you're feeling it. And that's okay. It's just a matter of how you respond, how quickly you respond, and how quickly you come back into your center, back into your heart. This is going to continue to play out. It has to. It is part of, how can you say what's playing out in the larger field is part of divine alignment? But it is. And it once again allows us to lead by staying centered, even when family, friends, coworkers, those around us continue to perhaps be pulled into the drama. It is our desire, our willingness, our choice to stay centered and to continue to align to the organic, to the higher frequencies, to the new that is anchoring, because it is anchoring. It is happening. It's just being drowned out, and it's deliberately being drowned out by the chaos and the fear, again, escalating in a part of the world that is always been center stage, because that is where that it heads up communication on a human level, on a galactic level, on a multidimensional level. The Middle East has always been massive, important real estate for the planet. And so once again, it heats up. And we've seen it in our lifetimes over and over and over and over and over again. And the question is, why is today any different than it was a decade ago, 25 years ago, 50 years ago, right? And that's a logical question. I understand that. What's changed? We have. What's changed? We have been upgrading our bodies. We have been anchoring in the higher light. We have been remembering more than we knew 25 years ago, more than we did 40 years ago, more than we did 50 years ago. We are awake and we are aware and we are choosing. And that's the difference. It is the point in the ascension progression, and we are the ones who have evolved. We are the ones that know, and we are the ones that are anchoring. That's what's different. So take a moment and just breathe that in. The world hasn't changed per se. We have. And we are here forging the way. We are here anchoring the new. And even if it feels more challenging, deep in your heart, you know. And that is what has kept you on this journey. And have there been moments of questioning? You betcha. You betcha. But we are all still here. We are all still anchoring higher frequencies. We know it in our soul, in our bones. We understand there is so much more going on. And so I honor you for that. And I know that you are strong, you are determined, and you are 100% love and light at the core. Beneath everything else, that's what we are. And that's what we connect into to walk through this path and lead the way. Hi, I'm Raquel, and I am an ascension guide, helping you to awaken and remember your quantum self. I provide a holistic, multifaceted, and comprehensive approach to your awakening and ascension, bringing you to the cutting edge of consciousness while expanding your ability to live multidimensionally. You are a divine, sovereign being of light, and it's time to remember. Explore my website, raquelspencer.com, to learn about becoming your quantum self.